this is all going to come to an end when the dollar crashes, because people have taken for granted, because we've been living with this dollar privilege, which I mentioned in my podcast. That's the real privilege. It's not white privilege. It's the dollar privilege that everybody enjoys. Whites, black, Hispanics, we all have that. And that's enabled us to live beyond our means. That's enabled us to consume without producing, to borrow without saving. And that's what's given way to this idea that we can have whatever we want as long as the government creates the money, because we have the rest of the world doing all the work. And so when the dollar crashes and we have massive inflation, then all this stuff is going to be in the back seat. But the other issue is going to be in the midst of all this economic hardship and despair and shortages and blackouts and long lines and rationing and unemployment and civil unrest. I mean, all this stuff is going to get worse. I mean, what we're seeing now is just a taste of what's coming when we have real economic hardship, right? I mean, because the fact that people were able to be, placated with government extended unemployment benefits, the fact that so many unemployed people are making more money unemployed than when they were working, that's kind of quieted the mob. But when the dollar collapses and these checks don't buy anything and there's nothing to buy, I mean, right now, people can stay at home and not work and use government money to order stuff on Amazon. But what happens when Amazon shelves are empty, when there's nothing coming in from China, and you can't buy anything? So then it's going to be, where is the country going to go? Because the electorate is already so predisposed to blame capitalism for every problem and to look to government for every solution. We are in a very, very vulnerable position on our road to serfdom. I mean, we can end up in a real totalitarian society. I mean, what we've seen recently with COVID-19 and all these ordered, stay-at-home orders and, shutdowns, this is just a taste of the type of power that we have already given the government. And I just can imagine how they're going to use and abuse that power during this coming, economic crisis of inflation and stagnation.